Welcome to Purposely Peaceful. I'm your host, Jessica Rivera, a licensed marriage and family therapist and a quantum hypnosis practitioner. This podcast is where real life meets inner peace. You'll get honest conversations, practical tools, and soulful guidance to help you live with more clarity, calm, and purpose. Welcome back, friends. It's been a long minute that I have not been recording. I have been so busy, but I've been doing a lot of things on the back end so that I can prepare to be here a little bit more consistently. I also have adjusted my life to have a summer schedule, so I have a little more time doing things that are creative and that excite me, which is recording episodes like this. I am now posting short videos on Instagram, TikTok, all of the places. So if you want other reminders outside of a podcast, make sure you check out the show notes. So this week we're talking about relationships. My husband and I just celebrated 15 years of marriage in May, and it got me thinking about something. The reality that relationships have a tremendous impact on our peace. And not just marriage, but also friendships and family, coworkers, parents, children, everybody, right? Anyone around us. Everywhere we go, we're in relationship with people. And the one thing that I've learned over the years is that not everyone deserves access to you. This might sound harsh, but stick with me. When we think about mental health, we're usually thinking about our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions. And yes, that's a big part of it, but relationships are shaping our emotional experience every single day. Every day we are in contact with people. Healthy relationships can support us and allow us to feel safe and encouraged and at peace, while unhealthy relationships can drain us, confuse us, consume our energy, and leave us drained. One difficult relationship can take up more emotional space than 10 healthy ones. That's why relationships matter so much. The way it was for me when I was growing up, I had to learn the hard way. I didn't grow up with a great model of healthy relationships. And it's nobody's fault, but what I saw felt normal. I thought, well, I guess that's just how it is. So when I found myself in an unhealthy relationship as a young adult, and I talk about this in the first episode, I didn't immediately recognize how unhealthy it was. Like it felt off, but I don't know, I literally missed the mark on that one. But looking back, one of the greatest gifts that relationship gave me was clarity. I learned exactly what I didn't want. I learned what love wasn't. I learned what respect wasn't. And I learned what peace didn't feel like. And eventually I realized if this is what a relationship feels like, I'd rather be alone. And that realization changed my life and it set my life in a new direction. This has also happened with friendships. I've always been someone who values depth, integrity, honesty. I'm a deep thinker and I love deep conversations. I'm a little introverted, so I could be shy and awkward at times. And eventually I get comfortable and I feel more like myself. And I really do like genuine connection. I like having people who really care about me and vice versa. And I take this very seriously. And perhaps I didn't at other phases of my life, but at this point in my life, it is very important to me. And for a long time, I kept trying to make friendships fit that didn't quite fit. They weren't really in alignment. So sometimes I would ignore things that didn't feel right. Sometimes I stayed connected longer than I needed to. And I remember one friendship in particular, and on the surface, it looked wonderful. There was kindness and generosity and thoughtfulness. But over time, I started noticing these little things. The cracks started to show. There were comments that didn't sit quite right. They didn't sound very nice. And there were moments that felt dismissive. It became very clear at times that I wasn't being genuinely supported. This person was not rooting for me, but kind of was. It was very subtle at first, but the repetition over time started to compound. As it was happening, my intuition kept tapping me on the shoulder like, something's off here. Something's not right. And eventually I realized something really important, that not every relationship needs a dramatic ending. Sometimes you simply need to recognize that that relationship isn't healthy for you anymore. Sometimes people aren't bad people. They're just not your people. Maybe they got some more healing work to do, and that's okay. The big lesson that I want to point out here is this is where I think a lot of people struggle. We think about being loving means giving unlimited access, that we are always there for you, that we will set aside all of our things that we got going on in our lives to be there for you. We think that being kind means tolerating things that hurt us, people trying to bring us down, and somehow thinking like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to ignore that. We think being understanding means ignoring our own discomfort. But let me tell you, if you are feeling uncomfortable in a relationship, there has to be some kind of tension about something somewhere. All of this boils down to the realization that healthy relationships require boundaries and care. Boundaries are not walls that you put up and you're like, I'm not going to move from this fort that I built. No, they are not punishment. They're not rejection. They are just where I like to hold myself to have a peaceful life. So our boundaries just simply determine who gets access to your time, your energy, your heart, and your peace, right? Not everyone deserves unlimited access. If someone has a conversation with me that's beyond how are you, have you been, most people would know what I'm up to. If they ask me like, what are you doing? What have you been up to? What are you working on? Oh, I got a lot of stuff to say. But I will only share what feels right in that interaction with that person. Or if I'm in my head about something, I'm probably not going to say a whole lot because I'm dealing with something. But in general, I've learned to maneuver myself in a way where I can handle telling someone, hey, I've been doing this and I've been doing that, and I'm telling them my hopes and dreams. I'm okay with doing that, but there's certain people, if I have felt any hint of anything that's not happiness for me, I just don't tell them a whole lot. I don't sweat it. It's not personal. Everybody's going through something. Here's some questions to think about when you are interacting with anyone. And it could be your marriage, your partner, your best friend, your friends, your colleagues, your anyone, the person at the grocery store. I don't know. How do you feel after you spend time with that person? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling uplifted, energized? Did you feel respected? Can you be yourself around them? Do they celebrate your wins, your achievements? Are they rooting for you? And the other important question, am I doing these things for them? Am I bringing these wonderful qualities to this friendship? I do want to talk about what healthy relationships look like. And I would say that I learned through trial and error. I did get a lot of wonderful qualities modeled to me, but I didn't necessarily get the part of the healthy relationship model. And I just want to say, healthy relationships aren't perfect. And I want to get my husband on here. I've been saying that forever, but I really think it'd be really fun to have an episode with him. Anyway, the truth is, healthy relationships aren't perfect, okay? Marriage isn't perfect. My marriage isn't perfect. My friendships aren't perfect. They're amazing, but they're not perfect. Healthy relationships have certain qualities, right? You feel respect, like this person is allowing you to speak, and vice versa. They show you that they are trustworthy, they are honest, they encourage you, they hold you accountable when needed. You feel safe to be yourself. You feel seen, like you can say whatever you need to say, and you feel that they value you. And I didn't have these kinds of friendships for the most part. I think my only constant has been my childhood best friend, who's still my best friend, and my husband. And in these recent years, I am starting to reconnect or get closer to these amazing women. I can't wait to have them on here one day so that they can share their journey as they are moving through life, seeking what I think most of us are seeking is peace. The people closest to you should want to see you thrive and be successful and win in all the ways that you want it. And the older that I get, the wiser that I get, the more that I realize that peace isn't just about what's happening inside of us. It's part of it, but peace is also influenced by who we allow around us. Not everyone deserves access to you. I'll give you an example. I have seen people in my life be really excited about something, and the person on the other side is not happy for them. It is so obvious. And it's just one of those things where, like, when you see it, don't dwell on it. If there's ever a time where you share something that you're really excited about and that other person was like, whatever, it's not personal. It really isn't. Maybe sometimes, but like in general, it's not personal. They got their own things going on. And all you need to do in that moment is collect the data and just be like, okay, well, maybe you're not the person that I want to be telling. I won't be doing that next time. So, not everyone deserves access to you, to your hopes, to your dreams. Not everyone deserves access to your energy and your time because that is such a valuable, non renewable resource. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, and not everyone deserves access to your peace, right? The only people that I allow to upset me are probably my children, my spouse, and my parents. Anyone outside of that, no. I'm not really going to give them a lot of energy, and I don't really allow them to come in far enough to disturb my peace. Might make me mad or something, so I won't deny that, but there's some relationships that need conversation. Some do need boundaries, and some need a little distance to be functional. And some deserve to be cherished and nurtured because they're beautiful. I am so busy, it scares me sometimes because I'm like, oh my gosh, one wrong move and I'm going to be really backed up. But I still try to make time for those beautiful friendships, for those beautiful relationships, because they're worth it. They're worth it to me, worth it to them. And it's like the most exciting thing when you haven't seen your friend forever and you finally reconnect and it's like, oh, I forgot how amazing it was to be in your presence. So if you're lucky enough to have healthy relationships, appreciate them, protect them, make sure you invest in them in the best ways that you can. And if you're dealing with a difficult relationship, just pay attention to what they're teaching you. What are you learning about the way that they're operating? And then you decide, where's that boundary? And remember, you don't always have to communicate the boundary. You just have to be like, I'm not going to tell you that next time. Oh, better keep it to myself. If you're still looking for your people, try not to settle, right? Like when I would do these things that I'm like, why? I don't have any interest, but that's where they want to hang out. So there I go. And it was one of those things where I learned pretty quickly that it wasn't for me. So keep doing your inner work, keep becoming who you're meant to be, who you know you're meant to be. Keep becoming the best version of yourself, and the right people will find their way into your life at the right time. Because the quality of our relationships often determine the quality of our peace. The reason that I feel that I can access inner peace a lot easier is because I've become very picky about where I spend my time, who gets to have a piece of it. I've done enough inner work that I can put myself in really hard situations and I know I'm going to get through it. We all have the ability to create the life that we want. Sometimes it just takes a little time. There's a learning curve here. Don't forget to check out the show notes and find the links. Thank you so much for listening. It feels really nice to be back and talking into a mic. I'll catch you guys on the next one.